All right. Good morning, boys and girls. It's our first day back for preschool here virtually after Christmas. So I hope you all had a really amazing time at home with your family and friends and having fun, relaxing, and opening Christmas presents and getting together and all that fun stuff. But now it's time for us to keep learning some more things. So if you look up here, we have a different calendar. We're starting a brand new month. So we're in the month of January. Can you say that with me? January. Good job. If we look here at the bottom where we have our months of the year, January is the very first month of the year. And then it goes February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September's when we started school, October's when we had Halloween, November was Thanksgiving, December we just finished with Christmas, and then that's the end, and that was when we ended 2020, and then we had what was called New Year's Eve, and maybe you got to stay up late and play and all that fun stuff. And then we turned to a brand new year. So now our year is 2021 instead of saying 2020. All right, so let's count our numbers and figure out what our pattern's going to be for this month. Remember, our new month's name is January. So let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right. We're going to look for the number 5. So here's a 5. You're right, if you can see that. But it's a 1 and a 5. So that makes the number 15. We want just a 5. Here's a 7, 10, 14, 12. Right. If you saw that, you're correct. This is the number 5. Pull down, and a curve, and then a line on the top. And sometimes, to be silly, we'll say, go down his back, around the tummy, add a hat. For the number 5. Count with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Today is the 5th day, or number 5, for January. So I wonder what day of the week it is. Remember, our first day of the week is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. You're right. Today is Tuesday, January 5, 2021. Great job. All right, so we only have school this week, school next week, and then the next week we should be back in our classroom. I can't wait to have all of you guys back here to talk with you guys, to laugh, hear you guys giggling, see you guys playing together. It's going to be so much fun. On that first day we come back, we're going to do some review activities, kind of remember how we do things in school because it's been over 2 months. And I'm going to leave the Christmas decorations up because we're going to have a little Christmas party that first day we come back. So that's going to be lots of fun. All right, but let's get back to reviewing. Our new month was January, right? Now, we covered this letter just before Christmas, the letter C. You're right, remember? Make a C with your hand. You can curve it and go k, k. C says k. And we had a cat, cow, coat, candle, cake. We talked about candy canes, Christmas, cards, lots of C's in our names. We just had lots of things that we came up with that started with the letter C for K. So let's review the letters we've already done, and then we're going to learn about a new letter today. All right. Do you remember we learned about the letter R? And R says like reindeer and Rudolph and the color red. We had the letter H. H says like hot, hello, help. A, remember, has two sounds. A says a or a, like alligator and crawling ants. And this one was the letter B, and B says b, like blue and black and brown and banana. This is the letter T. Remember, T says t, t, like turtle and truck. This is the letter F. F says like firefighter and farm. And the number 5 and the number 4, those were all things that started with F. The letter D, D, D. Remember, you like dip your finger, D, D, like dinosaurs. And then the letter C says K, K. We talked about Christmas and candy cane. Then we had the letter P, and P says P, P, like popcorn and pretzels and pumpkins and purple and pink. And then we're back to the letter R. So those are the ones we've already learned. Here's our new letter. Who knows what this letter is? You're right. It's the letter W. W says W. W. So take your fingers, like the puppet mouth, and for P we put it here, but now you're going to point it at yourself. And then you're going to just open your fingers. Kind of like if you've ever taken water and dipped your fingers in it and then tried to splash somebody with that water. So you're going to pretend you're splashing yourself with some water. And then you're going to go, whoa, whoa. Okay? So W says, whoa, whoa. Like the color white and winter. And that's what season we're in now, isn't it? We're in the winter season where it's cold out, we have some snow and some ice. Yep, our sidewalks are kind of icy. So W says wha, wha. I'm going to turn my iPad a minute so that we can see. There's a W on the calendar or on the smart board. And it's for the W song. And it says, I see the clouds moving, wah, wah, wah. I see the kites flying. Can you fly a kite? Kites are kind of diamond shaped, usually. There's all different shapes nowadays. Wah, wah, wah. I see the trees bending. The tree's being blown over and it's bending. And then we do the wah, wah, wah. But what are they talking about? What is making the clouds move, the trees bend, the kites fly? What's making that do that? Right, the wind. The wind. We can't see the wind, but we can feel it, right? And we can look at the trees to see if they're bending or the branches are blowing. And that's the wind is blowing strong. So the song goes, I see the clouds moving, wah, wah, wah. I see the kites flying, wah, wah, wah. I see the trees bending, wah, wah, wah. The wind is blowing strong. All right, stand up and wiggle. Yeah, wiggle starts with W. So wiggle your fingers, wiggle your arms, wiggle your head and your shoulders, wiggle your whole body. Can you wiggle really fast? Oh, you guys can wiggle so great. Can you wiggle really slow? Good job. All right, are you ready to do the song? Okay, here it comes. Turn it up.
I see the clouds moving, wah, wah, wah. I
see the kites flying. Wah, wah, wah. I see the trees bending. Wah, wah, wah. The wind is blowing strong. All right, try it one more time. Maybe. I see the clouds moving. Wah, wah, wah. I see the kites flying. Wah, wah, wah. I see the trees bending. Wah, wah, wah. The wind is blowing strong. Great job. Now let's see what we can come up with, see for pictures on our poster for the letter W. All right, so we need to grab a pointer. Here's the letter W. Yep. And W says, wah, wah, like we wiggled. Here's something you might ride in. Yours might look a little bit different. Most of them nowadays are made out of plastic. But this one is a wagon. Right. We can put all sorts of things in wagons. You can pick up rocks outside, put pails in there. Maybe you use them to help your dad and mom around the house outside to move things. Maybe you get to ride in the wagon and get pulled in it. So, wagon. And then what are these on the wagon? There's 1, 2, 3, 4 circles. You're right, it's a wheel. Wheel starts with W. Can you see that? What is this animal? It's a worm, right? Worms. We feed a type of a worm to Violet, don't we? And worms help keep the garden soil loose and around your plants. And then we like to take worms and go fishing with them. Yep, so worms for W. Oh, what is this? It's not a seal because it has these 2 long tusks. You're right, it's a walrus. It's a walrus. And then this animal lives in the ocean also. Yep, so do walruses. And then so does this one. It swims lots and lots. It's a whale. Very good. Whale. And whales can be so big that they can fill up our whole classroom. That's how big whales can be. They're really big. All right, so we have whale, wagon, wheels, worm, walrus. But the other thing that's on here, this one kind of looks like a bumblebee. But does bumblebee start with W? No. So this is actually a wasp. A wasp is similar to a bumblebee because it'll have a stinger and stuff. And a lot of the ones I see around here are mostly all black. So we don't want to call it a bumblebee. We want to call it a wasp. Can you say that with me? Wasp. Good job. Wasp starts with W. That might be a tricky picture for us just because it looks like a bumblebee instead of a wasp. All right, so our new letter is W, says W. Great job. All right, so that's our new letter for the week. And I will post a couple of pages if you haven't already done them from our packets, because I had included lots of extra stuff when we dropped off your distance learning bags. So I will post a couple of those that you can do, and we will see you in a couple weeks. I'm so excited to have you guys back in school. Have a great day.
I have a